Staying high vibe when the news is low. I'm Brian Withers, empowerment coach, trainer, and author. Well, the news tends to be a big part of the lives of a lot of people across the world. And we know that when you watch things on social media, TV, whatever it is, that can really affect your vibration. And that has a big impact not only on you, but the whole world. So let's dig into that, because we know there's some stories going on, a recent one for sure that many of you are probably familiar with, that's getting a lot of attention. And how do we handle stuff like that? How do we stay high vibe and keep our life and this planet going in the best possible way we can when things like that are happening? So the first thing I want to say is you can't change what has happened, but you can be the change to change what is going to happen. So let's look at that. So we know that the vibration is the reason for everything manifesting on planet Earth. Planet Earth is a manifestation of energy, both personally for each of us, it manifests in our way, and collectively as the human race. Okay? So when we go through our day, we're either high or low, some denomination of both. What I teach is we want to get back to all high, so we're projecting that high vibration, and our world is manifesting in the way that we want. That's what we're really after. That's what we came for. But faulty beliefs cause us to offer some of this low stuff, some days quite a bit of that low stuff, and then that manifests in ways we don't like it to manifest. And so when we're wise to energy, then we say, hey, my life is not going the way I want. I must be offering this low vibration energy. So the same thing is happening on the collective consciousness basis. So as us as a collective human race are offering high vibration energy, then our planet is going to be more peaceful and prosperous for all and all those kinds of good things that high vibration is. But when we offer low vibration as a collective people, then we see things in our world that aren't very nice. Wars, shootings, and all kinds of things that are just absolutely terrible. They're horrendous. But they are manifestations of energy. They're not chance things. They're not random things. They're coming out of the collective consciousness, and we all have got a say in that. Okay? So you've got to ask yourself, what am I contributing? Not only to my own life, but what am I contributing to the collective consciousness? Am I contributing energy that's going to cause things to start manifesting in the ways that bring more goodness into our planet? Or am I letting what I see in the world hijack my thinking, so that I'm thinking those kinds of thoughts that aren't very nice, and then I'm contributing more of that low vibration energy, so more of that stuff is manifesting. So remember, you can't change what has happened, but you can change what is going to happen. So what the importance of that statement is what we do with our focus after something happens that we don't like, because that's what's going to determine if we're going to get more of it or it's going to change to what we want. And that's both, again, on a collective basis and on a personal basis. Now, just a story I heard many, many years ago, you might have heard it too, but there was a little boy on a beach, and the beach was full of fish that have washed the shore. And the little boy was running around, throwing in as many as he could. And some fellow walked by and he said, "It's not going to make a difference." And the little boy said, "It made a difference to that one." So the moral of the story is, if we all start throwing in the fish, then it makes a big impact. And if we all start to contribute high vibration energy, then it starts to change the world. So never think that your vibration alone is not enough, because you're a voice of many voices, and we all got to get together on this and start contributing more high vibration energy to the collective, so that our world is more of the world we want to live in. Just like our personal world, we want it to be that way. We want our social world to be that way as well. So let's go back here. And here we are. We're all a collective consciousness in this world. We are the human race. That's it. Human race. We all belong to the human race. Now, when we look at the news, okay, when we look at the news, either on social media, TV, whatever, many times we have what I'll say a normal reaction, a programmed normal reaction. And we think, oh, isn't that terrible? That's sad. That's horrendous. That's nasty. That's whatever you want to word, all kinds of words. And I agree with you. On the details, it's very unpleasant. But we got to get over those details. We can't let those details hijack us into going forward with low vibration energy, because all we do when we do that is we do this. We just put low vibration, we project more of that out, and we get more of what we don't want. And it's the same thing in our personal life and collective consciousness. So we got to have the wherewithal. We got to grow up vibrationally, and we got to understand how energy works. That's all there's to it, people. It's just time that we understand how this planet works, and it's a manifestation of our energy. So when you see something you don't like, whether personally or collectively on the news, you ask yourself, what did that make me want? So when you see something like some of these recent news stories, what does it make you want? Well, I would like to see a world where there's freedom of speech, freedom of expression, peace, civility, respect, appreciation. That's what those things make you ask for. They're high vibration. Those things are high vibration. But if you look at the news story and you get low vibration, guess what? You're not contributing to the very thing that you want. You're contributing to the thing that you don't want. So you have got to decide what you're going to do with your energy if you're going to be part of expansion or more contrast, right? The old expression was, are you going to be part of the problem or part of the solution? But we know there's no problems. There's just a focus issue. So are you going to focus on the expansion and go forward to a better world? Or are you going to focus on the contrast and allow that to become the reason to have more contrast that you don't like? So watch yourself, because if you're watching these stories and you're just diving right in, knee-jerk reaction into sadness and grief and anger and hatred and all those kinds of things that we can get into when we watch news stories, then you're part of more contrast. You are not part of expansion. And you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot, both personally and collectively as the human race. Okay? So, we want to stop the train wrecks from happening. And the way we do it is the way that we handle when something happens, both, again, personally and collectively. So if you look at it from the broader perspective, which I'm giving you here, that from the experience came clarity and expansion. And now you get to choose, which way am I going to look? At the contrast and get upset, or at the expansion and be part of what brings a better world into our future? Because it's one of the two. You get to decide. So are you gonna lean to more that you're gonna contribute more to the train wreck version going forward? Because remember, you can't change what's been done. You can only change what's coming. Or are you going to be part of a world that is one that we all can enjoyably live in together, and your life individually will be thriving? So you get to decide that. Literally, with every thought you think, you're deciding one or the other. So you got to know you're responsible, okay? It's time for vibrational responsibility. It's not acceptable anymore to say you don't know, because when you're here and you're learning what I teach, you know. And now you've got to be and start to be vibrational responsible if you want your life and this world to get into a better flow of the reason that we came here for joyous expansion. So you may want to start, instead of just going into a reactive, when you see something like that, you want to ponder it and think, what am I going to think about that? Am I going to go to the contrast version and get upset and bothered? And I know those details are not there's nothing good about those details. Let's not put any candy coating on this or anything like that. Those details, there's nothing good about them. So let's not pretend they are or make it little or anything like that. It is what it is. But we want to go forward with something better. Okay, we want something better going forward. So I'm not going to go into those low vibration places over this. I'm going to go to the high vibration of what I want to see coming up. I want to be contributing to that. That's what I want to contribute to. I don't want to contribute to any more of that stuff I don't like. Okay? So that is a big message, a huge message for you personally and for all of us collectively. Okay, now I'm going to go into another piece here, which is it's about this collective consciousness and our world and how we change things. Now, first of all, I'm going to give you a little image here of what I talk about sometimes. Let's say you have a neighbor and you have a story about your neighbor. And the story is, you're not getting along with your neighbor. Your neighbor's got behaviors in some ways, and you don't like it, and you've got this story about your neighbor. So you're broadcasting that low vibration energy. Law of attraction's picking up, and then you're going to get back that energy. And so the very thing that you want, which is a respectful neighbor, appreciative neighbor, a friendly neighbor, cooperative neighbor, whatever it is, you name it, whatever you want, because from the experience that you don't want, remember, it makes you clear about what you do, and your inner being sets it all up. So as you're offside with your neighbor, you're not feeling good because you're going to get negative emotion. And that negative emotion is your inner being saying, you asked, you had the experience, you asked for the neighbor experience that you want. I set it up for you. Why do you keep looking at the contrast and keep being bothered and preventing yourself from receiving what you want? But you see, that's what we do. And we do that in all of areas of our life when we let faulty beliefs run the show. So you want to change the story around your neighbor. You're going to find the positive aspects, and you got to feel the joy of the new experience on the way. You see, you got to reach 100% emotional satisfaction in a physical situation that you're not satisfied with. See, that's the key. That's the real key to this, all this vibrational stuff. A vibrational life is to hold your mind in that positive feeling place using the various perspectives from vibrational reality and then positive aspects from physical reality, so that you start telling a new story that's high vibration about this neighbor situation. And then one way or another, the law of attraction is going to make sure you receive what your inner being set up for you. And that could come in many, many different ways. Remember, we don't get into those details. Let our inner being handle that. We just tell the story. We just set our energy. We just get flowing in high vibration, and that's all going to work. Now, I want to take this up a notch to collective consciousness. All right? Now, your government, I don't care where you live in the world, but your government is the manifestation of the collective consciousness of the people. Okay? That's where your governing body comes from, is from the collective consciousness of the people. So if you want your government to change, then you cannot bash your government, no matter what they're doing. Because if you do, it's like bashing your neighbor. Then you get more of the neighbor you don't like. But if you want something to change, you can't bash it. You've got to find a way to appreciate some positive aspects, even if it's clarity about what you want. So this is the value of knowing how to choose a perspective that is empowering, that's high vibration. Because when you don't like something and you keep looking at it and you keep not liking it and you keep talking about it in the ways that you don't like it, you keep inviting it into your life, both on a personal basis and a collective basis. Okay? So you want to tell the story about your country, about your government. You want to think about things in a way that allows you to stay in that high vibration place. Because when there's a collective asking for a new kind of governance, the collective inner being sets up the solution for that. And as you tune into it, then things happen. Things manifest so that your governing body changes. But you can't get there from low vibration. If you want a high vibration government, then you've got to have a high vibration collective consciousness. A high vibration collective consciousness must come first, because energy is what manifests into physical reality. You cannot get the change on the physical level. It's just manifested energy. You've got to get it collectively. So the government does not change the people. The people change the government. So the law of attraction is not going to be your friend. Not on a personal basis. If you're bashing your neighbor, the law of attraction is not going to be your friend. It's going to bring you more of what you don't want. It's the same thing on a government collective basis. So if you're and another thing too is if you're supporting policies and it's low vibration and you know how you feel and you know about those policies. See, anytime you are low vibration in the ways you're thinking about things, you're inviting more of it on a collective basis and on a personal basis. So when you have something that you don't like that's going on in your life or on the planet, that means the vibrational version that you want is ready. Again, both personally and collectively. Now, you've got to match the energy. It's high vibration what you want. You've got to match the energy, high vibration. And when you do, then the physical world will change. It will change personally for you, and it will change collectively in your environment. Okay? So I wanted to hit this message home because these things are going on. I teach this stuff not just so we can talk about it and make ourselves feel good for a little while. I teach this stuff because I want you to take it into your life, and I want you to use it so that you can live the good life that you came for, and then you can contribute to the collective consciousness so we all can live on this planet in peace and love and harmony and joy for everybody. Everybody. We all came for that. We're the human race. One race. Human race. That's what we are. We're all in it together. Okay, so it's time that we start living like that and being vibrationally responsible to ourselves and to everybody around us and this planet. That's what we want to start doing. And when we do it, we're going to have this lovely planet life. We're going to have our personal life flowing in the ways that we want. And that's what I'm all about teaching here, okay? So this is the way that you stay high vibration when the news is low, and you can do it. Okay, that's the message for today. Thanks for listening in. If you have any questions, leave them on the post, and enjoy your day.